Hey everybody, Brian here. And I want to talk about something that a lot of wrestling fans have been talking about in the past day or so. At least in the past, I guess you could say 20-something hours, maybe 16-something hours. But that's the release of 6 or 7 potential WWE superstars. Now, I will agree some of them have come as a shock, some of them have not come as a shock. The ones that did not come as a shock to some people are Katie Lee, Jimmy Wang Yang, and Kung Fu Naki, and Nap and Kung Fu Naki, okay? Those are the 3 that didn't come as a shock. The other one that may not have been a shock as much, but even though he was seen on television a lot, or on occasions, or sporadically, or whatever you want to call it, was Mike Knox. Some might say that wasn't a surprise, some say it probably was. Within the 2 that really surprised people, one wasn't, something it was, but the 2 that really surprised people, caught them off guard, was the release of Shelton Benjamin and Mickie James. Now, I know a lot of fans, some fans are thinking, well, the thing with Shelton Benjamin, it wasn't really much of a loss, the WWE really wasn't doing anything with it, even though he was seen on television. I think this is just, let me correct you there. Even though I haven't watched SmackDown in a while, I will say this. They are doing stuff with Shelton Benjamin. A little bit. They were doing stuff with Shelton Benjamin. It just didn't show it. I mean, there were stuff there they were working with him on, but it just wasn't there. Or they just didn't do it, I guess. But they were working with him, but I think they were trying to, before the release, I think they were trying to figure out, okay, how can we finally give him something that we can work with? Well, there you go. Now, some people might say this opens up a lot of doors for Shelton, and for the wrestling fans in general, because now Shelton has the opportunity to go elsewhere. Some fans say that because the loophole in the 90-day contracts, actually, in the 90-day no-compete clause, will allow him to go to Ring of Honor, but not go to TNA yet. If he goes to Ring of Honor, there's a couple of dream matches they can see there. But if he goes to TNA, he has to wait 90 days. So, and again, this opens up a lot of doors. Some are saying you got a potential for Ring of Honor dream match of Benjamin Roderick Strong, or Benjamin and Tyler Black, or Benjamin and Austin Aries. And then on the other side, you got with TNA, if he goes there within 90 days, after the 90-day no-compete clause is up, you have potential for Shelton AJ. You have the potential for Shelton Joe. Potential for Shelton Benjamin, Amazing Red. Shelton Benjamin, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin. Potential right there, right in front of you. Potential for a Shelton Benjamin, Desmond Wolf situation. You get what I'm saying? All of that potential right there for fans, wrestling fans in general, of dream matches if Shelton decides within the possibility of 90 days. All those dream matches could come true. But then again, I think what's going on with Shelton is the same thing that happened a couple years ago with Crime Time. Remember when the news broke that Crime Time was abruptly or surprisingly released from their contracts? And then they came back only about maybe 6 or 7 months afterwards? It was due not just to the fact that they did something that they shouldn't have done at a house show, but from what I've understood and heard, it was also due to the fact that WWE had some financial reasons maybe. And I'm thinking that's what's going on here. Maybe it's also, maybe the way I look at it, maybe the situation with Shelton is financial reasons. Maybe they needed to get rid of him so they can build up the financial area again, and then possibly bring him back. They've done it before, they can do it again. And the same goes for Mickie James. Now, Mickie James, I'm a fan of her. I'm not going to deny that. I love Mickie James. She's one of the best divas I've ever seen in the ring, and one of the best divas I've ever seen in person. Because yes, I have seen her compete in person. I was in the second row at Kemp Arena for for New Year's Revolution 2007, and I saw her in person. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. According to some people, like I just watched J-Dub's video on it, maybe WWE, in his mind, is looking out for Mickie James. Like, they know she wants to pursue this career in music, so maybe they're feeling that, hey, go and do your thing in music, and if you want to come back, the door's open. But here's the deal, though. According to wrestling sites, various wrestling sites, one of the things that led to her release was what happened in Europe. And no, it wasn't the volcanic ash that led to her release, no. It was the fact that she had delayed the WWE SmackDown or WWE Raw roster or SmackDown roster or something like that on a, while they were waiting in a bus, she kind of delayed them, made them late or something like that. And I guess that's what broke the camel's back for WWE, the fact that she had delayed the roster while they were doing their European tour. Maybe that was it. But then again, maybe it's not just that, and not just the fact that they were saying she was gaining a little bit of weight. Maybe it was the fact, again, that perhaps, they're looking out for her. I mean, WWE knows they had a great diva, and probably still possibly could have a great diva and competitor in Mickie James because of what she brings to the table and how over she is with the crowd. But right now, what WWE is doing, I think, just like with Shelton, to me, it's financial reasons. Maybe they'll release two of the top stars in both divisions, in both gender divisions, if you will, build up the financial marketing again, and then bring them back. That's what I'm looking at. That's how I look at it. The fact that Shelton Benjamin and Mickie James being released is possibly just financial reasons. And also for the fact that maybe WWE wants to give Mickie James some time to work on her album, see where that goes, and if it doesn't do so well, they can say, okay, come on back. But again, just like I said with Shelton Benjamin, this opens a lot of doors for wrestling fans. Because it gives Mickie James the opportunity, possibly after 90 days, to go to TNA. Or actually return to TNA. Because if you remember, if you're a longtime fan, she competed in TNA in the first year and a half or so of its existence. From I think 2003 to 2005 or something like that, she competed there as Alexis Alarie. So yeah, the 90-day compete thing could open the potential door of having her go back to TNA either as herself, Mickie James, or as Alexis Alarie again. I don't know. And there's a lot of dream matches there. Alexis Alarie against the Beautiful People, against Angelina Love, ODB, Daphne. She could face Terror again, but we've seen that in WWE. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. But the way I look at it like this. It's either a couple of reasons. Financial, they're looking out for her and Shelton, letting them do other things, and possibly when the time's right, bring them back. Or the fact that they want to move on to other things. I mean, some people are saying that the Divas division's got a big hole in it right now. Maybe they just want to focus on the Divas that can't really wrestle that well because, they're Divas. Who knows? But those are just my thoughts on the releases of Mickie James and Shelton Benjamin and the other ones that I mentioned. If you agree with me on some of these things, let me know, and I'll talk to you all later.